Good afternoon and hello and welcome to Thriving Tuesday Moments of Encouragement. Good to see you here. Good sunshine. Hey Cedric, good to see you here. I know I've been missing you for real too, sunshine. So today we're going to talk about what it means to count every blessing. And sometimes that's the hard thing to do because it's very easy to dwell on that which we're struggling with. Hey, my joy. It's easier to focus on that which is not right. It's easier to focus on that which we wish was better and to not focus on the blessings. Because what I've learned, that in every horrible situation, there's still some blessing. It's not always easy to find. It's not always easy to see. But we got to look for light. And so that means counting every blessing. And often when we start to count those things which are our blessings, while there may be some big stuff on the other side, the multitude of blessings that there are outweigh even the struggle on the other side. So Psalm 40:5 says that we, not only that we should count our blessings, but this is what it says. And let me share it with you. It says, "O Lord God, you have done many wonderful things, and you have planned marvelous things for us. No one is like you. I would never be able to tell all you have done. Never be able to tell all you've done. Never be able to tell it all." And so when we think about that, that means that we've got some blessings that we've got to count. And we've got to name them. The old hymn says, count your blessings, name them one by one. And when we do that, we will find that as heavy as this is on this end, that we will find ourselves with that being lighter. Because all that God has done and all that God has given us, all that God has granted us with, the things we have left, even with the things that we've lost. Marcus Holmes tells us all the time that his mother told him. She told him, she said, "Marcus, don't get so stuck on the things you've lost that you forget to count the things you have left. That you forget to be grateful and thankful for what's left." And so my word to us as we begin this November time together, as we begin this season of gratefulness and thankfulness that is focused, why we should be there all the time. We are focused on it right now. The first thing we've got to do is remember to count every single blessing. If life is a struggle and you're going through and you're trying to figure out how to navigate everything, just be happy. Count the blessing of having a brain to do the navigation. If we look at what's going wrong, and there's always going to be something that's not right. If we look at the flip side of it, if we intentionally make ourselves look at the flip of it, we will find something to be grateful for. We'll be able to count the blessings. Counting them, not one at a time, but every single one. If you woke up this morning and you knew your name, count that blessing. If you could look at your hands, count that blessing. If you could stand up on your feet and walk from one place to the next, count your blessing. If someone was there for you to call that could let you know that they cared about you, count your blessings, maybe multiply that one. Because there are so many who have nothing and no one. Yet, they still know how to count the blessing for what they already have. Sometimes you have to count what God has allowed you to experience. It may be rough right now, but there have been some blessings. There's some things you can reflect upon and just be grateful and count that as a blessing. Count it as a blessing to be grateful For we know there are some people in this world that don't find anything to be grateful for. They are saw someone today as we were even in a doctor's office that said, that found something wrong with every single thing. Everything. There was something wrong with this, that even though I might have agreed with this, there's somebody else. I don't agree with that. I think that this jadedness, cynicalness, and yet had so much to be grateful for. So count every blessing. Name each one of them. Had a bad week? Been going through something? Count the blessing anyway. Count the blessings that you take for granted. Sister McClellan, keep counting those blessings. Keep looking beyond whatever it is and keep counting blessings. It's not only for you. I'm speaking to myself. It's easy to get caught up in all the things that you have to do and that you're being pulled in this direction, pulled in that direction, need to finish this, wish I had time to finish this, that I don't always stop to say, God, I thank you for a mind to get it done. I thank you that you always give me a means of escape so that I don't get stuck in stuff that I know I have no business. God, you keep showing me your grace, your mercy, your love, and I'm counting each of them as multiplied blessings. Grace I don't deserve. Mercy I haven't earned. Yet I count them as blessings. That someone's blessed by my presence, blessing. And so keep counting them. Keep counting them. Keep looking for them. Sometimes we have to just be still and look for the blessings. And then when we find them, like the young man that's on this picture behind me, in that the old way we used to count tens and fives, slide them over. Start with the long rings and then say, okay, I count this as a blessing. I count this as a blessing. I count this as a blessing. And I promise that by the time you finish counting all your blessings, there will be more blessings. There will be more blessings on the blessing side than there will be struggle on the other side. So may God bless you and may God keep you. Think about what God has done. And if you think about what God has done and you really go through, you will find that you cannot even measure all of the blessings that God has given to us. We always say bestowed upon us. Yes, that God has granted us. Not because we deserve them, but because God is just that good. May heaven smile on you. Tamara's still praying for you. Count the blessings. Count them one by one. So for those of you who know that the people that you normally see here around here, go on and share this. Share it some more. Because so many people are struggling with what's going on in their lives, what's going on in the world. And it's enough to make us pause and wonder where God is. So when we start counting those blessings, and when we count them one by one, we will see God in it and then be able to give God glory because God deserves it. He deserves all. God deserves all of our praise. So may God bless you. May heaven smile on you. Count every single blessing, everyone. Don't skip one. Don't say that's nothing to even think about. That's just God being God. No, count every single blessing. From the time you wake up in the morning to the time you close your eyes at night, and be grateful for those two things. Count the blessing of awakening. Count the blessing of rest. And every time you get ready to think about how bad it is, start counting blessings. And when you do, you'll lift up. You may still have all the struggle, but you'll lift because you'll see God at work in your life. May heaven smile on you. That's my prayer. Count every single blessing. Be grateful and be encouraged. See you soon.